This seems like maybe the last video I'll ever shoot. Am I really gonna make it down here? No Blair Witch. Please no Blair Witch. And by looking through this, it's gonna cost a lot. You're coming with me today as we go on another foreclosure auction adventure. My name's Kevin, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're gonna be checking out a property here in Western Massachusetts that's up for auction in 30 minutes. We do not have a lot of time. Speaking of time, this is a great time for you to drop a like on this video and subscribe to this channel so you can learn how to buy houses at prices like it's 1999. Let's go check this thing out. So we don't know anything about this house. All I saw of the house so far is just what I drove by on the way up. I don't know what it looks like inside. I don't know if it's occupied, but this is it right here. Now this place is up for auction today. In 29 minutes, we are ticking down, and we are hopefully going to be the only bidders here because, as you can see, there's not another person in sight. The auctioneer isn't here yet. There's no other bidders looking around. I do see some footsteps coming in and out of it. Maybe it's another interested buyer like myself that scouted it out, and that's what we're about to do right now. As you know from some of our other videos, you don't get an opportunity to go inside, get a guided tour, do an inspection process. You really don't even get given access to it unless somebody just doesn't happen to lock it up very tight. You see what you can see from the outside, and basically you're bidding on a mystery box. So let's go see what we can figure out about this place. Let's park the truck. Let's go stomp around in some snow, and let's come up with a bidding strategy. So what I'm doing right now is we're going to do a walk around of as much as we can of this house. We're going to see what we can see from the outside. Maybe we can see in. Like, I don't see any curtains right there. And as I'm shooting this video for you guys, I'm literally snapping photos that I'm going to send over to my business partner, Matt. You know him from the channel as well. And together, we're going to come up with a bidding strategy. Now, a huge component, and part of the reason I'm taking these pictures of a bidding strategy, is to figure out just how much it's going to take to fix this house up into what's called ARV, the after repair value. And that'd be the marketed value of the property once it's all fixed and ready to go. And by looking through this, so far, I think you can agree it's going to cost a lot. So we're going to take a bunch of photos here, come up with a bidding strategy of how much the rehab budget is going to be. And that's our main thing that I'm taking photos for and I'm investigating for right now. Some of the things to take into account when it comes to your rehab budget is, well, sometimes when you go to these properties for auctions, they're actually occupied. Occupied properties can be a really scary thing to buy at a foreclosure auction because you are now responsible for the conditions of the property and have to fulfill essentially a landlord's obligation to the occupants inside of it, which they're not necessarily required to move once the property changes hands. Sorry, as they trip and fall through the snow. So that means you might have to have a very significant expense coming at you to deal with making sure you have habitable conditions for the people that are living inside the home, or persuading them to leave the property and essentially relieve you of those obligations. A lot of flaking paint, number of broken windows. We got another bidder pulling up right here. A chimney that's seen much better days. And it looks like somebody did go in and out of this basement, which is clearly unlocked and open, probably haunted. This is where we have to decide. I guess I have to, for the camera, I have to be brave, right? I gotta man up and go into this spooky basement in the woods. What could go wrong? First, I'm gonna go to the truck. We're gonna get a flashlight. That's what we're gonna do. This seems like maybe the last video I'll ever shoot. Am I really gonna make it down here? I got a phone in one hand, a flashlight in the other. And I'm gonna crack, that right there is me where I crack my head open. Right there, oh my God. The things I do for you people on YouTube, you know, maybe I don't care that much. About you buying houses or not. Okay. I ate too many donuts this morning on my ride out here. I don't know if I'm gonna fit through this door. We got this. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh, nice free TV. All right. Hope you guys can see some of this stuff. We get some plumbing. Oh, cool old BMX bike. That's a nice heating system. Okay, so we know heating systems need to be replaced. Hot water systems need to be replaced. This is a duplex, so I'm guessing maybe there's another basement on the other side or way over there. But I would assume a lot of it's going to look like this. No Blair Witch. Please no Blair Witch. Oh, is that a slot car track? Oh, sweet. So here's your electrical panels, not looking super nice. This foundation. What do you guys think of the foundation? Oh, there's your other tank. I've been in this basement long enough. getting the hell out of here. Let's go. We gotta send Matt to the basement. He doesn't have to duck. He doesn't have any hair to collect spider webs, So really, there's only a couple of bidders here, and there's not a lot of interest. This house needs everything. It's really, really bad. You can't see the roof because of the snow, but I think given the condition of the rest of the house, you have to make a lot of judgment calls. My guess is that roof needs to be replaced. So the roof, the siding, windows, it needs everything on the interior, kitchens and bathrooms, all the infrastructure, the mechanical stuff, your heating systems, your hot water systems. I'm not sure if there's anything about the house that doesn't need to be redone. So I can't imagine this going for basically free because this is going to be almost the cost of new construction, I think, at this point. Probably not something we're going to realistically bid on. So, you don't know until you come, and you don't know until you do your walkthrough and you run your numbers. But we've done it, and not everything can be a win. Well, so it is what it is, but we'll show you how this wraps up. I'll give you an update in just a sec. The bank is bidding at $100,800, and there's a competitor bidder here who's bidding in at 101. So he's looking to take it for $200 more than what the bank is kind of bidding on it at. And I know a lot of people object to banks bidding on an auction that they're hosting. It's not, at least I don't think at this point, it's the bank's house. This is somebody else's house who borrowed money from this bank and hasn't repaid it. So the bank is essentially bidding. Or not, thank you. So the bank is essentially bidding to become the owner, and then they'll sell the house or do whatever they do with it. But somebody can bid against the bank, as well as anybody else in the public that shows up and registers. It looks like somebody did bid against the bank for $200 more than the bank put in for a bid. He won this house today for $101,000. Now, to register to bid on one of these, you can't just show up and be a guy off the street. Like I said, they're open to the public, but they want to avoid kind of fake bidding. So you have to have some type of certified bank check, for instance, with you for a down payment or deposit on the property. That's generally around $5,000 for a lot of the auctions you see us going to, and that's what we brought with us today. So if you showed up to bid today, you would need to have $5,000 today, and that's what the bidder is now doing. He's registering it right now with the auctioneer, giving her his $5,000 deposit check. And they'll close on the house pretty quickly. He'll become the owner probably within a month, generally. Hopefully, he's happy with what he bought. We'll see. I think better him than I. This is a large rehab. It's about a 45-minute drive for us. So this is kind of further out. It's a lot more rural. There's not a lot of stores even for materials like a Home Depot. So it would be quite the rehab project, kind of further away from home for you. Wish him luck. I don't think this is one that we're upset that we didn't win. So off camera, I actually spoke to the winning bidder of this property right behind me over here, and he won the place for $101,000. He is actually out from the other side of Massachusetts. He's from probably an hour and a half away of a drive. So twice the distance, more than twice the distance than what it took for me to get here today. He's not thrilled with the purchase at all. His motivation for buying it is he has crews, they need work. He's got no work. So he can get his crews working on this property. It'll keep his guys going, keep his employees employed. He probably doesn't expect to really make much money on this deal, if any. The idea is it'll keep his employees available for him for his next deal, which hopefully he'll make money on. So great idea, a great thought process by somebody. And again, another little insight for you to understand, how people actually buy stuff. This is, again, a property nobody wanted. When they talk about housing shortages, scarcity, this is a blighted, vacant, unusable home. Nobody wants it. And even at public auction, virtually nobody wanted it. And only the person that did want it is an investor, the people who often, sadly, get demonized for, hoarding all these properties and taking properties away from regular buyers, etc. The only people that showed up for this auction today are investors, and most of them didn't even want it. In fact, the only one person that did is essentially doing it for really no profit or minimal profit just to keep employees employed. I think that's pretty interesting. Shows you a little bit about, how the economy of investing works and how it creates job and adds supply to our housing market, especially here in Massachusetts of all places. So I hope some of this was enlightening for you, eye-opening for you. I hope some of the adventures of exploring the basement was interested, and I hope I've earned a subscriber today if you're watching the video still. Now, don't forget, on top of subscribing and dropping us a comment, letting us know a little bit about what you thought of our adventure today, you can also pick up the book that teaches you all about this stuff. And yes, it's from Matt and myself. It's called Foreclosures Unlocked. It's available as an audiobook as well. Pick up a copy of Foreclosures Unlocked and learn from our experience of going to thousands of auctions like this one, buying hundreds of properties that really nobody wanted. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Glad to hang out with you guys today. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.